get ready, get ready, get ready for a move of God in this house. I want to tell you that now. Get ready for a move of God. And God's getting ready to move in this place the next 2 nights. Numbers, the 13th chapter, and beginning at the 25th verse. If you got it, say, I got it. I still hear pages turning. Numbers, the 13th chapter, and beginning at the 25th verse. If you got it, say, I got it. Thank you. The 25th verse of the 13th chapter of Numbers, and it reads, and they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sent us, and surely it flowing with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwells in the land, and the city a wall, and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of the Amorites there, and the Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountain, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb still the people before Moses and say, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land though which we have gone to search it, it is the land eaten up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. The 33rd verse says, and we saw the giants of the son of Ammon, which come of the giants, and we are in our own sight as grasshopper, and we was in their eyes. The word of the Lord is blessed. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. You get loud in that at home. Come on, say, neighbor. There is something in the struggle. There is something in the struggle. There is so many people in this life want everything without an effort. We see the doctor home and say, oh, I wish I had that kind of home. But we don't want to go to school for 15 years so we can have that kind of money, so we can have that kind of home. We see the young man walk in the mall and look like his muscles is about to bust out of his shirt. And we say, oh, I wish I had that kind of physique. But you're not willing to go to the gym 5 times a week and pump iron until it feels like your arms and your legs are about to fall off of you. We see the pastor having a Lord church. He's prosper, driving a nice car and living in a beautiful home. And we say, oh, I wish we had a church like that, driving a car like that. But the question is you willing? Oh, I'm about to enjoy my own preaching. Is you willing to do whatever it takes to get what he got? Or you willing to be faithful over a handful of not so much imperfect people? seek God, study his word, obey him when it does not make no sense, be persecuted and publicly criticized, and humility, is you willing to go through the struggle? God bless Dr. Amos in the back. Many believers have the attitude just because they're saved and in the family of God, that God is supposed to give them everything that they ever dreamed without any effort or work or discipline comes upon. But I find out it costs to get what you need from God. Won't you look at a neighbor and say, neighbor, it's going to cost you something. And I find out that in this day and time, we got a lot of folk complain, Lord, I want to be anointed, but you're not willing to fast for it. Okay, y'all won't hear me tonight. You want the riches of the world, but you're not willing to get out of your bed. Early in the morning, you're stretching, but you need to get up. Because they say the early bird get the worm. But yes, God wants to prosper us, wants to bless us. But sometimes you got to go through what you need to go through in order to get what you need from God. So sometimes you have to struggle. Sometimes you have to fight. But there is something in the struggle that's necessary to become what God have ordained you to be. And my brothers and sisters, if you had planned to be all that God called you to be, you got to go through your storm. I say you got to go through the storm. And I always say that it's not what you're going through, it's where you're going to. Oh, y'all missed it. I say it's not what you're going through, it's where you're going to. And we hear a lot of folk complain, talking about, saints, I'm going through, saints, I'm going through. My answer to you, keep on going through. Because if you go through, you're going to come out. Okay, y'all don't like me. I say if you go through, you're going to come out. I dare you look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, if you go through what you need to go through, you'll come out a better saint. Yeah, if you go through what you need to go through, you will come out of what you're going through. God left the giants in the land for a purpose. Because one of the reasons why he left the giants in the land, because they needed to learn how to fight. We got too many coward saints. Soon a little trouble come, they're ready to throw in the towel. But baby, that's the best time to fight. Oh, anything you love, you'll fight for. I say anything you love, you'll fight for. And sometimes we got to fight, then switch. Okay, y'all don't like me now. Sometimes you got to let the devil know enough is enough. You have messed with me long enough. You done messed with my children long enough. You done messed with my money long enough. You done messed with my body long enough. You done messed with my church long enough. You done messed with my community long enough. Enough is enough. So sometimes you got to put up a fight. God, I feel preaching coming on. He left the giants in the land to distinct the difference between professing it and possessing it. We got a lot of folk professing that I'm saved and that I'm going all the way with the Lord. And Mother Stone, soon a little storm, a little wind come their way, they're the first one to back up. But baby, when you know that you know that you know that you know that God is on your side, you let the devil know I'm more than a conqueror. Look at somebody and say, I'm a conqueror. Yeah, you got to learn to strap your boots up and let the devil know you have messed with me long enough. I'm not just professing that I'm saved, I'm possessing it. I possess the power, and God told me in this word, I can have whatsoever I say. Okay, y'all miss it right there. Because we got to know that the Bible declares that the life in there is in the power of the tongue. You got to learn to speak blessing when you can't see a blessing. You got to learn to say, I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed in the field. I'm blessed going out. And I'm blessed coming in. I am the head and not the tail. So he left the giants in the land to distinguish between folk professing it and possessing it.